Welcome to the Black Excellence Club podcast. I appreciate you taking all your time and willingness to come and sit down with me.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So first, we're just gonna start by you introducing yourself.
All right, my name is Crichlow, and I'm one of the members of the community organization called Bermuda's Love.
Is it? Okay.
And well, I guess we can say that our goal is to promote activism, responsibility, and collaboration in the community. And the different events that we put on are geared to first bring people together, the community together, and also to raise awareness around the different issues that we think plague Bermuda, such as fast fashion, consumerism, single-use plastics, climate change, things of that nature that are both social and environmental. And then we try to create different events that will target these specific issues. So we put on different events such as the trash cleanups.
What made you decide to create Bermuda's Love?
First, we as a group, I guess me and my friends from high school and from university as well, we were thinking, what could we do in Bermuda to make the world a better place?
Okay.
What were the problems that we could tackle as a group? And we really identified different social and economic inequality itself as a problem that we wanted to do something about and bring people together as well.
Okay, nice. I guess you kind of answered it already, but what is the purpose of Bermuda's Love?
The purpose, the main purpose I would say, is to really provide the basic needs of every individual in Bermuda.
Okay.
So we've identified problems of housing, like homelessness, problem of food insecurity, problem of consumerism, fast fashion, as things that we really need to address and speak to and let people know that this is a problem that we as a society need to tackle.
Okay. How did you come up with the name of Bermuda's Love?
Bermuda's Love is meant to really capture the idea that to be Bermudian is to know love, and to know love is to know what Bermudian is.
Okay.
So it's trying to conceptualize the idea that Bermuda and love are the same thing, and that we need to have that love for our community, for each other, and for the environment that we live in.
Okay. So what sort of responsibility and activism is Bermuda's Love promoting?
Basically, we're trying to change the values and the mindsets of the people in Bermuda. We want to get people involved in the community so they can feel responsible for almost all the problems that we face, because such problems as climate change, trash pollution, consumerism, they're all social issues that we all need to tackle together, and we all need to feel responsible for those issues, both individually and collectively. And that's the only way we can really make a difference, is if we can come together to really feel responsible for those issues.
Okay. Who have you collaborated with previously, and are there any particular organizations you wish to collaborate with in the future?
We've collaborated with a variety of organizations. First, we started with KBB, Keep Bermuda Beautiful, partnered with Green Rock as well.
So what is Green Rock?
Green Rock is another environmental charity in Bermuda that really speaks to sustainability, like sustainable energy and like solar power and stuff like that.
Okay.
But we've helped out volunteer with them in terms of, they had an Earth Hour Live, which we were able to be presenters and talk about Bermuda's Love. And also they've come to trash cleanups that we've put on. We've also volunteered at different housing shelters, the Transformational Living Center and Teen Haven. We volunteered at different food programs at Christchurch Warwick, the Cathedral. We volunteered for the Coalition for the Protection of Children, and
So what sort of things are you doing when you're volunteering at those different places?
Mainly it's labor intensive, I would say.
Okay.
With the community garden, we're basically tilling the soil, um, planting different crops, and also harvesting. At the different shelters, we're moving furniture around, doing types of cleaning, painting. At the food programs, we're handing out food, or we might be cooking and preparing the food itself. Trash cleanups, or picking up trash. Those are different things that we do.
Okay. Said something about a community garden. Is it just one specific community garden that you guys have, or are they all over the island?
At this moment, we only have one community garden, and it's based at the T and Tatum Community Garden, where we have 3 plots there. But the main garden itself has actually been organized by Nikki Bascom, the boxer.
Okay.
And we, at Bermuda's Love, we go there and we have bought 3 plots to allow our group to invite other people to get involved in the community. Our goal is definitely to spread out, to get involved in other community gardens in Bermuda, as well as create our own community garden.
Okay.
I think that's the next step forward for us.
All right. What would you say I should do as an individual to help out the environment?
That's a good one. I think the easiest one is one that really speaks to me, is just simply pick up your trash.
Okay.
I think we've had over a lot of trash cleanups over the past few years, and it is an endless problem that no matter how many times we have a cleanup, there's always more trash coming. And the easiest one is just to simply pick up the trash. Other ones are simply try to educate yourself, raise awareness about how different problems really affect not yourself but the environment, the birds, the animals, the wildlife. Also the problem of single-use plastics is really a problem in Bermuda in terms of how it can impact the ocean, the wildlife, as well as how we ingest it can end up in our own, basically our body stream and our body.
So where can I go to educate myself?
One is Bermuda's Love, obviously. You can follow us on Bermuda's Love, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We have different infographics that try to educate people on single-use plastics, the right to a healthy environment, things of that nature. You can obviously volunteer with us as well. There's different avenues. And then just simple research, Google is always my go-to.
Alright.
And then also Bermuda is well versed in the amount of charities that we have that cater to environmental issues.
Most definitely. Where and how do you feel Bermuda can do better when it comes to waste?
I think one of the things that I've really been happy to see with the government is the new single-use plastic ban. I think that's really good. Besides that, I think we could do with a better recycling facility in Bermuda that actually recycles plastic, that recycles, glass, and other things of that nature, and not simply, shipping them away, but actually have a center that is dedicated to making Bermuda's system more sustainable and taking responsibility for our own waste.
Okay. Can you explain single-use plastic a little more?
Single-use plastic, basically all plastic never breaks down. It lasts in the environment forever and ever. And single-use plastic is basically those types of plastic that only get used once, such as the plastic around chips, the plastic you would find in takeout containers or things of that nature. So right now there's a big push to see those types of single-use plastics getting reduced, so they can, or rather so we can have less of that impact, less of the single-use plastics impact on the environment. So use metal straws instead of plastic straws. Bring your own bags instead of using the plastic bags at the grocery stores. And the real problem with the plastics like that is once they end up in the environment, they last forever, and they simply break down and get into smaller pieces, and basically they end up as microplastics, and these microplastics get eaten by fish, birds, animals, and we eat those fish and animals,
Right.
and those plastics get ingested by us.
Okay. Never thought of it that way. So I saw, it just happened to be on Facebook. I think it was in Africa. This lady just creating concrete out of plastic. Have you heard of that?
I've heard lots of stories.
Okay.
The way that plastic can get
Can be reused.
recycled
Right.
and reused.
But that was pretty
And it's
cool.
impressive what some people are
Definitely.
and how innovative people can be with the leftover plastics.
Right.
And hopefully, somebody can bring that to Bermuda.
See, I thought I read something about that in the newspaper. It was making like concrete bricks, I think. I'm not positive.
I've heard them
If-
that they can use single-use plastic.
Yeah.
Well, not single-use plastic, but it's plastic.
Right.
of
To create it.
concrete and
Yeah.
build houses. It's really sustainable.
Okay. Build my house out of plastic.
I know.
All right. What sort of change is Bermuda's Love proposing to help better the environment?
The first one is just to raise the awareness about the issues of the environment, that the problems that plague the environment in Bermuda. The second one is to bring people together to actually do something to counteract those problems. And another part that we're trying to do, I guess, going forward really is to be more, I guess, advocate more for a change in the legislation, such as introducing a right to a healthy environment, so that we have some type of legal framework, so that we have a better understanding of what it is that we want to value in the environment and why it is precious, how the nature has an intrinsic value, and that this value needs to be protected legally. And separately to that, we want to also introduce concept of just simple love for the environment, love for each other, and hopefully with that we can be more inclined to simply pick up our trash.
Right. So have you been involved with any sort of what's the word, programs or something like that under Bermuda's Love?
No, we haven't. I wouldn't say we have any programs, but we have had the opportunity to work with or be presenters at the Youth Climate Summit,
Okay.
which was really beneficial because we got to interact with other youth organizations that are trying to advocate for climate change and
Okay.
reduction of that. And
Is that an annual thing or?
it was inaugural last, November, and they have decided to make it an annual event. So
Okay.
hopefully the next year or this year around November they can also do it again and get more people involved. And we've also been to present at Rotary Hamilton. They had a youth empowerment summit. We had to talk to young people and Bermuda public at large. That's where we've been able to get involved in different programs.
Okay. That's good. Clothing drives. Why do you do the clothing drives?
Mainly is because we wanted to do something about the consumerism of clothes, the problem of fast fashion such as brands, H&M, ASOS. These types of brands produce lots and lots of garments, lots of clothes, and the problem with this is that it is unsustainable and that they are very water intensive, energy intensive, which deplete the natural resources and produce more carbon dioxide. The clothes, lots of people just use them and then they throw them away. This creates lots of problems with people just not valuing their clothes, they just want to throw them away. And yeah, so it's a big problem of fast fashion, and so what we wanted to do is provide a place where people can donate their clothes so that they can breathe new life into them, continue to let them exist within the economy or the market economy, so that they can reduce the cost of the carbon that will come once they throw them away, once they go to the incinerator, or whether they go to a landfill. And so once we received those clothes, we then held free clothing giveaways. And with the giveaways, we allow any person in need, or any person who simply wants to get new clothes, they can come and just take what they want.
Okay.
Because we also believe in the right to clothing, that a person should have access to affordable, sustainable clothing, because it's necessary to live a good standard of life. Everyone needs clothes, everyone needs food, and that's how we decided.
So where can I donate my clothing?
Basically, we will advertise on our social media that we're having a clothing drive on this specific day, and then on that day you can come with any of your clothes that you would like to donate, drop it off to us, and then we'll sort through it and see what's good, what's bad, and what can be given away on our free clothing giveaway.
Okay. So how many clothing drives have you done so far?
I think we've done about 5 or 6 clothing drives so far.
And I saw on your Instagram you guys were repurposing clothing or something like that?
So
how does that work?
We try to work it so that after the free clothing giveaway, we hold upcycling events.
Okay.
And basically the purpose of that is to reimagine, reinvent, remake our clothes. So like we'll take a dress and we'll turn it into a crop top, take a long sleeve shirt and cut off the sleeves to breathe new life into it, so it has a longer lifespan. And one of the important things is that in the free clothing giveaway, not all the clothing gets given away, basically. So you're always left over with clothes that have no owner. And so we're really trying to make it so our clothes don't have to go into a clothing drive or to a free clothing giveaway. We can breathe new life into our clothes.
Okay. Blood drives. You guys did one yesterday, right?
Yes.
How did
We
that
had a
go?
blood drive yesterday. We've been doing blood drives since the very beginning, since September 2020. And we try to have one every month because blood, I don't know if you know, but blood only has a basically it can only stay on the shelf for about 42 days, which means that the hospital is constantly looking for blood donors. And we see it as a real easy way for other Bermudians to contribute to the healthcare system in Bermuda, ease up the hospital, and to really save another person's life, because that's what it's all about. It's about giving your time to a purpose that can save another person's life. Blood is life, Bermuda's love, that's how we say it.
Alright. Is there anything else you wish to say about Bermuda's love that you haven't said yet?
One thing I like to say is that we've always been very appreciative to all of our volunteers, all the helpers that have come to any and all of our events. And we really want to encourage other young Bermudians to try to create their own organizations. You don't have to join us, but it would be good to have other people to constantly be thinking about what they can do to make Bermuda better. And that's all we really try to encourage in our society.
Alright, do you have any questions for me?
So what is your main end goal with the Black Excellence?
Ooh, that's a good question. So the end goal that I have for right now is to have the Black Excellence Club as like a membership program in a sense. So say a 16-year-old or 18-year-old wants to learn how they can start a business, how they can start a charity, how they can do these different things, they can come onto our website and they can learn. And the reason, and I want it to be learning from Black people, because I find that if you just go on YouTube or you search the internet, there's always a white man or a white woman telling you what to do or how you can do it. I just want to make it to whereas we don't have to learn from white people. You have the option to learn from people of your own ethnicity. And yeah, so I want it to be a membership program, not necessarily for the people that's looking to learn, but like also a membership program where you can come every week and someone's talking about what they did this week in their business, or how they're elevating the business. And then by having it as a membership, you as a member, you can constantly talk with that person. That's your way to liaise with people that you would never be able to liaise with otherwise. So right now, that's the end goal of the Black Excellence Club.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I guess what could Bermuda's love to help you?
I think right now I cannot give you an answer, but I could definitely think about it. I can definitely see, because I see the Black Excellence Club as international and not just Bermuda based. So if anything, I can definitely see myself helping with like the clothing drives and things of that nature. Just to get people from around the world to donate here. You know, you always see, oh, donate to this place, this place. But there are a lot of people in Bermuda that are in need as well. As you see, I'm wearing one of my samples here. So I mean, definitely just donating however I can as the Black Excellence Club grows.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's really how we see it, as especially with the clothing driving giveaway, is that everyone in Bermuda has clothes, so everyone can easily participate.
Yeah.
In trying to provide good clothes for everybody else. We all donate to each other and we all receive from each other.
Right.
That's how we like to think of what we're trying to do.
Who knows? I might meet someone around the world that's like, okay, this is how you can recycle plastic, and I'm gonna come to you because now I know who can make it happen. You know?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sounds good.
All right. So I thank you for coming. I really appreciate you being here, and
Thank you for having me.
no problem.
I appreciate it.
All right.